An interview with Russian President Vladimir Putin has kicked up something of a storm in the European Union before anyone has seen the interview. The interview has been conducted by Tucker Carlson, formerly of Fox News, who now runs his own streaming service. The objection to the interview primarily is that it has been conducted at all. Guy Verhofstadt, the former Belgian Prime Minister and now member of the European Parliament, says that Putin is a war criminal and that EU sanctions must cover any amplification of that role. In this, he has been supported by a number of members of the European Parliament, such as the former Foreign Minister of Estonia. Their case is that the External Action Service, the EAS of the EU, which is the foreign affairs arm of the European Union, should investigate the contents of the interview and consider sanctions, which could include, as demanded, a ban on a visit to any EU country from Tucker Carlson. The EAS would have, of course, to consider such steps once the interview has been broadcast. It would then consider if there is a breach and if action should be recommended. By no means certain that this will be recommended as demanded. It would then, if convinced that there is a case, have to present that case to the European Council, which comprises leaders of the European Union countries, who would then all have to agree on the proposed steps. So we are a long way from actually seeing any action in line with that being demanded. Carlson himself has said that the interview is not necessarily an endorsement of Putin, and it is being conducted for his views to be known to the American public, and they are not known enough, as he suggests. But doubts have arisen because there are arguments that Carlson has been sympathetic to some aspects, at least, of Russian foreign policy in the past. There is also a question that is being raised whether the interview will do its damage as seen by critics of Putin, even if some challenging questions were to be put to Putin, because whatever the questions, it would nevertheless provide a platform for Putin to put his views across, and without doubt the interview will be seen very widely. So far, all the objections from the EU leaders have only drawn attention to the interview, and that can have done Carlson no harm at all, not at the moment.
Russian President Vladimir Putin has granted an interview to U.S. TV host Tucker Carlson, according to the Kremlin, in what would be the Russian leader's first interview given to an American journalist since before the country's invasion of Ukraine nearly 2 years ago. In a Tucker Carlson network video released on Tuesday, the former Fox News host said he wanted viewers to know as much as possible about Russia's view of its invasion of Ukraine.
We are not here because we love Vladimir Putin. We are here because we love the United States. We want it to remain prosperous and free. We are not encouraging you to agree with what Putin may say in this interview, but we are urging you to watch it. You should know as much as you can. And then, like a free citizen and not a slave, you can decide for yourself.
A Kremlin spokesperson said Putin agreed to talk to Carlson because his approach differed from what he called one-sided reporting of the Ukraine conflict by many Western news outlets. Putin, who ordered the invasion of Ukraine on February 24, 2022, was last formally interviewed by a U.S. media outlet in October 2021. Many Western media organizations have left Moscow or shuttered their operations due to onerous media laws passed shortly after the war. In March 2023, Wall Street Journal reporter Evan Gershkovich, an American citizen, was detained on spying charges. The Wall Street Journal, citing people familiar with the matter, said the interview will likely be posted on X and TuckerCarlson.com on Thursday.